Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 442 podcast. I'm Tommy and Toni, and as always, I'm joined by the wonderful Tommy Sondi.
That's me.
And the table-topping Tony O.
My boys. Love the little Jake Uzi at the start. Yeah.
Little Jake?
Yeah, I had a nice little ladies and gentlemen. I'm like, ooh, okay.
This is what happens
coming.
when I don't have to hate Monday mornings. When I know I can come on and just knock your shit off for an hour straight.
Enjoying the Liverpool tears, energized by the Liverpool tears. Yeah,
it's so funny to me. It's so funny.
Yeah.
The best part of the game was that.
How are you facing this Man United team, and how are you not winning 4-0? Embarrassing.
I agree. No Bruno, no Rashford as well. Like, no. Yeah, I don't know. You're probably missing other people, but.
I mean, we could start the list if you want. So, no Rashford, no Bruno, no Maguire, no Casemiro, no Martinez, no Mount.
Onana in goal.
However much that was. Onana in goal. Rafael Varane back in from the goal. Johnny Evans.
Yeah, that's the big one. How is Johnny Evans keeping a clean sheet?
Johnny Evans starting as centre back. Scott McTominay as captain, and you fucking.
Oh yeah,
McTominay was captain.
McTominay was captain. Yeah.
Nah, that's not right. That is not right. And surely Evans. I know he's a new signing. It has to be Evans.
How is it not Evans?
It has to be Evans, man. Come on. He's actually won the title several times with United. Yeah, that's... Anyway, he has won the title, right?
Yeah, he has.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, whatever.
We're already talking about it.
I know, I was going to say.
Yeah. Liverpool 0, Man United 0. Just, what a shit game. But... a terrible game of football, made beautiful by the salty tears afterwards. You see Van Dijk's
oh my god, he's such a baby, man. Like, talking about, they're celebrating a draw. Only one team was trying to win. Okay, then win then. It's like, I don't understand.
Brother, have you seen us? Have you seen us? Why would we be trying to win this game?
Yeah.
Look at us.
Yeah, I never understand why players do that. Oh, this team, they set up to defend. It's like, you're the better team. That's what other teams are going to do. It's your job to unlock and
With
score.
that being said, Liverpool didn't create a big chance. Like, they had an XG of like 2.3.
It's not impressive.
Just came because they took so many shots.
Yeah, they had 34 shots.
34
it was like 0.08 XG per shot. It's not great. Like,
the biggest chance in this game fell to
United. The two
United.
biggest chances. Because I think Garnacho should score from the minor pass.
Yeah, the one where he got...
Absolutely should score.
He got himself tackled. And then Haaland should score as well.
Haaland should score. I was a striker that's just got zero confidence. Just put his foot through the ball without aiming. But the Garnacho one, he's away. Like, he's gotten away from Trent, and then he slows down and lets Trent back in. He puts his body across Trent and takes him out. Like... takes him out of the game, he should be scoring. But, Liverpool. See, this is the thing with Liverpool. They've not been playing well this season, right? They've just not been playing well this season, but they've been finding ways to score without actually creating great chances. That's the thing. But right now, like, every time I look at Liverpool's timeline, they're all complaining about their attackers, apart from Salah. Which is weird because they're scoring goals, right? But they're like, Nunez isn't scoring, Diaz isn't scoring. What's the other brother that they signed? Gakpo isn't scoring. Like, yeah, it's weird. But somehow they managed to claw their way this higher up the table. But, hey, big game next week. We'll see. Both teams really are. Okay. We play Liverpool 3 times in the next 7 games. So, that's going to be fun. One at Anfield.
Is the third one Carabao?
FA Cup.
FA Cup, right?
Playing them in the third round.
You guys were joined together, yeah.
Yeah.
What about how? Yeah, I mean, I'm not a supporter or anything like that, but like that Dalot red card was atrocious. In my opinion, you give him a yellow. That's enough.
He has a history.
I think a yellow is fine, but like 2 yellows for dissent in the span of 5 seconds is something, especially considering he let Nunez get away with it earlier in the game when Nunez got booked.
He got it wrong as well. Like, Dallo had every right to be frustrated. He got it wrong.
Yeah.
It was United's ball. He's done this before. I can't remember if we were potting at the time, but he once sent Martinelli off. Yeah,
I remember
for 2 fouls in the space of like 10 seconds. And he's like, "Oh, you committed 2 challenges."
I remember because he played the advantage.
He played the advantage and then sent him off for both.
I do remember
he's become like all these. He used to be a good official when he was young, and he wasn't, fully immersed in this refereeing culture. He was actually good. Now he's just nonsense like the rest of them, trying to be the story. Like, there's no need to send Dallo off there. Just manage the game. It's a derby. Yeah. We almost got away with not talking about the referee, but there you go. Somehow managed to make himself. Had to make himself the story. Yeah. But,
yeah.
I like how Ten Hag was forced to finally play his best center back. Varane finally got into a game. I wonder why he chose this game.
Varane was not good the last few games he played. Like, the last game Varane played was against Copenhagen, where we lost 4-3.
I thought I saw Varane recently.
He may have come on as a sub somewhere, but the last one he started was Copenhagen, and he was pretty atrocious in that. It's been a cycle of atrocious at the back for us, so, everyone gets a chance at some point, right? Between the injuries and how bad people have been.
Yeah.
Clean sheet for Onana.
Clean sheet for Onana.
How many 8 saves or so, right? I think he made.
In that game?
8.
Really? Oh, yeah. He had a really nice one from
8
Van Dijk.
saves, but, 1 was a good save.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That Copenhagen game you're talking about, Uzi, I just remember he didn't start that game for Iran. He came off the bench. Evans started that game. Then he had to come off. Yeah.
Right. I just remember Varane being on at the end when we were throwing it away.
He was rubbish. Yeah, he skied the ball. It almost looked like he was trying to lose the game. But, yeah. It's
an accusation that can be thrown at several of our players in several games this season.
Yep.
That's okay. You don't have to worry about Champions League anymore.
Got a point. That is 1 more point than expected in this game.
Your first draw of the season as well.
Yeah, first in the Prem.
In the Prem, yeah, fair enough, yeah. Staying 7th place now.
He's a survivor, Ten Hag. He is a survivor, I'll tell you that much. Every time he needs a result, he gets one. Yeah.
Look, man, he's not getting fired anytime soon. There's no one above him to fire him right now. There's no one there.
Just sign all the Dutch players he needs before he finally gets a boss. Honestly, in this coming transfer window. Yeah.
It's just football's a funny game.
Yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't 7-0, so that's
a huge improvement. Huge improvement.
Yeah.
I'd like just thinking about these 2 results in isolation is a very weird thing, because for the 7-0, we came into it in a reasonable run of form off the back of winning a trophy. Got slapped. 0-0, we come in, just terrible form, no confidence, get a point.
The overconfidence of Liverpool going into this game was nuts, though. They were really confident they were going to slap you up. Because I think they've beaten you 7-0, 4-0, 5-0 recently. Yeah. They were so confident. I think that's why Van Dijk was so upset. Because they were so confident they were going to win. They actually... It's mentally they weren't. Even the Anfield crowd was so quiet.
They were so dead.
Quiet.
It's they're loud for You'll Never Walk Alone, and then just silent.
Yeah, after 5 minutes, you didn't hear them again. Yeah.
It wasn't just them that were overconfident. I was also overconfident too, because I brought in Liverpool players for my fantasy team, like Captain Salah. I did all that stuff because I was told this is going to be 3-4-0. So I was all in over there.
In fairness, Salah normally gets a goal against us, so I captain Salah as well. I don't think it's a bad decision at all.
I don't think Salah had a chance in the game, did he? No. He had the pass to Nunez, whose trampoline touch took it into Diaz. But Yeah.
Nunez was.
And then he stops playing after Diaz misses the chance and he's asking for a penalty. It's a good tackle. The net is empty. The brother stops
Ball's
playing
right
and
there.
looks. It was so bad that I think it was Dallo had time to clear it away before it went out for a corner. It's just like, that's why it doesn't. I don't know. That guy's brain. I don't know how it works. It's just.
He's got a screw loose. He's so enjoyable to watch without being invested in him.
Exactly. Well,
He's
yeah.
just such a mess.
Yeah.
Let's move on to another result that brought me immense joy. Man City 2, Crystal Palace 2. This is what happens when Jordan Ayew isn't playing. Palace 2 things. Look at that.
He's suspended.
Suspended for the game. Palace pull out a result. Brilliant stuff.
You know, Man City had a terrible summer outside of Doku. They had a terrible summer. They lost Gundogan, they lost Mahrez. Doku, has come in as a good replacement, but Kovacic, Nunez, and particularly Vardiol have been very underwhelming. Very, very underwhelming. Because they're forced now to play Nathan Ake at center back. And Vardiol's just not good anywhere. Center back, left back. He's not been great for City. I mean, they're leaking goals all over the shop. It's mental. But, they do this. And then February comes around, and then 20 games in a row later.
We all expect
Well,
it.
I'm just saying, I am holding back on criticizing Vardiol because you know what's going to happen. February, March, he's going to look like the best center back in the world first, right?
Yeah, but
we're still here with Grealish. The fans are still here
trust.
slating Grealish. He's, they don't always get it right. Let's not act like their transfer business is perfect. It's not perfect. In fact, the more expensive players tend to flop.
Yeah, but stones and glass houses and all that from me.
Fair enough.
Yeah. It's not just Guardiola. I think Ruben Diaz has been one of their worst defenders this season.
That's true.
He's been
He's been really
shocking,
poor. He's been
which is
really, really
odd.
poor.
Yeah.
And
I mean, it really shows that John Stones has been hurt. Like, they haven't adequately replaced him back there. Like, they seem wobbly without him.
I just feel like they went all in on. I said it in the summer or at the start of the season. Pep went all in on this 4 center back system, and it was so strange to me because now how do you change it? They have to go and buy players now in January to change it because they have no fullbacks. Like they have no left backs. Even Walker's
Cancelo still on the books.
I don't know, but he's at Barca.
He's still on loan.
I can't remember if he's on loan or not.
He's on loan,
yeah. But like they got obviously Zinchenko had gone, Cancelo had gone. I don't even know if Sergio Gomez is still there. But like, he is. But well, Pep obviously doesn't rate him. So they basically have no attacking fullbacks at all. And now that Haaland's not fit,
Walker, right?
He's not an attacking fullback anymore though. Like he's basically a third center back, right? So, yeah. And without Haaland, the system just doesn't make sense anymore. Because that system was made for De Bruyne and Haaland. De Bruyne and Haaland are obviously unavailable. I think Haaland is back this week.
They're away for the Club World Cup this week. So
that's true.
He's
Well, I
either
thought
going
I
to be back
saw
for that
he's
or back the week after.
Okay.
And then De Bruyne in January, I think.
Yeah. I don't know. See, I mean, they did look decent going forward for about 80 minutes. And then they just fell apart at the back. Yeah.
I mean, like, Pep's not making subs anymore. Like, he leaves the entire starting 11 out there.
Yeah. You say anymore. Was he making subs before? Pep is notorious for not making changes.
Sometimes he'd make one.
He's arrogant, right? Like, he's like, plan A.
He would bring on, like, Julian Alvarez and stuff like that last season. Like, Alvarez was mostly playing off the bench. Now, when he's looking at the bench,
he's looking at Oscar Bob to bring on, and he's like, yeah.
Oscar Bob is not a real name. I refuse to accept that that's a real name. That's not a person.
Yeah. They don't have the depth that you would think they have.
Yeah, the quality and the bench is gone. You look at it now. Calvin Phillips, who never plays. Ortega, Gomez, Akanji, Nunez, like you said, flopped so far. there's not really a big bench that they used to have, or like you'd think like, oh man, hey, come on. But at the same time, they were comfortable for 80 minutes this game. You know what I mean?
But
if just kind of one goal and that's it.
If they had added 5 more minutes to that game, they'd have lost. Like after
all over them by the end.
that penalty, they were done. I mean, that's a shocking penalty. We haven't even spoken about that. Foden, I don't know what he's doing.
That's right.
Like Mateta's not going anywhere. It's just a crazy challenge.
Just big old hack.
Yeah, from Phil Foden of all people. It's just Well, I'm enjoying City being rubbish. It's been great. I'm sure Uzi.
Enjoy it while it lasts.
Yeah.
Enjoy it while it lasts.
We need to build as much of a lead for when De Bruyne comes back. Yeah. Because De Bruyne is going to be. He's not going to smile for the rest of the season.
He's livid.
Yeah.
I think he was in the stands for this one. He was furious the entire game.
So we all expect the one of the best players in the Prem to come in and change and this whole fortune of City. Yeah?
Yes,
maybe the best player in the Prem, Tony. Maybe.
Yes, I mean one of the best players in the Prem. Yes.
Okay.
Little foreshadowing. Let's move on. Brentford 1, Aston Villa 2. Aston Villa come from behind to win away from home in just a brawl disguised as a football match. I think I forget how many yellow cards were handed out in this game. It was upwards of 10, if I'm not mistaken. But just shithousery as far as the eye could see. Ben Mee getting sent off for just a horrible challenge. I forget who got
Brentford
sent
were
off
comfortable
for Villa.
up until that point as well. They were very comfortable.
Incredibly stupid challenge.
Yeah.
And then I believe they conceded from 2 corners or 2 crosses. There's 2 balls in.
2 crosses. Moreno scored not long after Ben Mee got sent off. I don't know if it was Cash that crossed. I can't remember who crossed it now. But and then the winner from Watkins was from a corner, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, I really enjoyed Watkins celebrating in the net, giving it to one fan in particular who was apparently abusing Watkins' family. I think more players need to just pick out one person in the crowd and say, "You, fuck you."
He played for Brentford in the championship.
He did play
right?
for Brentford. Yeah.
Yeah.
You had just worlds colliding, just shithouse worlds colliding with Neil Maupay and Emi Martinez. Just beautiful, just
2 idiots.
terrible.
2
it's
stupid
so funny,
dogs. Yeah.
but it's so funny.
Yeah.
Like Maupay just barging into Martinez for no reason. Martinez taking half a year to fall.
Martinez should be grateful to Maupay. You know that Maupay crashing into Leno is the only reason Martinez has a career? Like,
look, the fact
he owes
that we
him
can
everything.
track,
Yeah?
the fact that we can track Messi winning a World Cup
Yeah,
all the way back to Neil Maupay,
being a dick.
It's
and crashing
wonderful.
Into Leno
It's wonderful.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
Hey, how do we know that Messi isn't sending this guy, some gift
Sending him
packages
flowers every
year? You know,
Yeah.
I would.
Yeah.
Neil Maupay just opens his door. There's a delivery man with flowers every year.
Probably gets an
Not
invite.
quite sure why.
Maybe
Invites
this is
to
why
birthday parties. Yeah.
maybe this is why he's still in the Prem. He's got good word from Messi for teams to keep him up. You know?
Should join him
No
at
reason
Inter
why-
Miami. Yeah, instead of Suarez, they should sign Neil Maupay. Imagine Maupay up front with Messi and Troy
Oh yeah,
Alba.
that's confirmed. Suarez is going back for a year
Yeah.
to
It's
play.
just- that's
That's
crazy.
wild.
10 yellows and 2 red cards. It's brilliant. Yeah. What a...
Hey, but
This is football heritage.
Yeah, Barclays. Peak
what's
Barclays.
also brilliant is that Villa win again, and they're only a point off this top, so hanging around away from home, getting a win away from home, which is huge for them. Yeah,
They need to keep... If they want to... Because that top 4, that 4th spot is up for grabs now, right? So... Yeah, they need to hang in there as much as possible.
Oh, I had a question. The Champions League format is changing next season. You know what I mean? It's that one big table now and all that stuff. They have a coefficient now. The top two leagues in Europe will get the fifth and extra spot right now.
England ain't getting it.
England ain't get it, but it's still possible they could. That would start for next season, right? So the fifth spot would be Champions League next season. So it's potential that top five could make Champions League.
It'll be hilarious if United get fifth and can't get the Champions League because it was so shit in the Champions League in the first place. It's just, it's very possible.
Yeah.
But,
it will be incredibly funny.
Yeah.
Let's move on. Arsenal 2, Brighton 0. Little walk in the park for Arsenal. This one. Brighton never quite looked at the races. It was like 0-0 for a while. Arsenal go up in the second half. Brighton had a couple of chances, but couldn't take them. I mean, can't argue with the result though.
Did they? Alright, they had one. I thought they equalized late on.
They had one or two headed chances.
Well, yeah, they had shots if that's what you mean. But the Pascal Gross one, I thought they equal. Like looking at it, I couldn't believe they missed. Yeah, the only complaint with Arsenal is you can't be that dominant and win 2-0. 2-0 in the fashion that they did. If you scored 2 goals early on and you controlled the game, fair enough. We didn't score the second goal until like the 87th minute. Like Bukayo Saka and Martinelli, at the moment, we need them to be a lot more clinical than they're being. It's kind of normal at their age, but this is why I say we need a forward, a wide forward, maybe just somebody with a bit more conviction in front of goal to rotate those two. Because if they're not doing it, we have no one else. But
wait, is Trossard not that guy, a wide forward?
I don't like Trossard on the wing. I love him in the center of the pitch, so striker or in midfield. Because he's not a flyer, right? Martinelli and Saka are flyers up there. They're really quick, direct. Like, they can take on their man on the inside, on the outside. Like, you want that speed on the outside. Trossard's more of an interior. When he plays on the left, he struggles a little bit to have the same level of influence. So, yeah. But, hey, Kai Havertz. Yeah. He said he was a midfielder that runs into the box to score goals. And, you know, we didn't believe him. He looks like he actually is a midfielder that runs into the box to score goals. That's 5 in his last 8. Yeah.
Impressive, yeah.
Starting to look like value for money. So, good for him. Happy for him.
I am too, yeah.
Yeah, I am.
He seems like a nice boy.
The dude that you said he has a donkey sanctuary.
A donkey sanctuary, or he sponsors.
We need more of the nice guys to win in life.
I'm like, sure. He seems like a nice boy. I have no complaints.
Yeah.
It's a nice story compared to what you normally hear about footballers.
Yeah, it's not good.
On the flip side, Brighton. I believe they've only won once this season, coming off a European game. They've managed to get through their Europa League group.
Topped it.
But it does look like Europe is taking a bit of a toll on them so far.
Yes, Estupinian's out, Fati's out, Solly March is out. They have a couple of midfielders. Yeah, it's especially the intensity that De Zerbi plays at. It's really taking a toll on them. Lewis Dunk, by the way, was sensational in this game. Like, defensively.
He's been very good this season.
Yeah, it was brilliant.
Yeah. He made a couple of... He's just blocking everything. Like, great penalty box defending. But, yeah. Listen, I think Brighton's ambition this season is a deep run in the Europa League to try and win it. I don't know that...
They are hanging about in the top half of the Premier League table still. So if they can maintain that and also go on that run in Europa League, like, you'd put it down as a successful season for them.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, they don't... Europa League restarts when? In February, right? Mid-February, something like that?
Yeah.
Soon.
Yeah.
So they have a good portion of time now to just focus on the league.
No, they got FA Cup still. Right?
I guess that comes into play. True.
Yeah.
And by topping their group, they avoid that extra round of Europa League games.
Oh yeah, that's a thing. That's
go.
terrible, man. That's terrible. The qualifier,
It's
the
so
playoffs. Sorry. Yeah. That's so stupid.
It's so dumb. But let's move from one stupid thing to the next. Chelsea 2, Sheffield United 0. I don't have any notes on this game because I forgot that it was going on. I know Cole Palmer scored. Hey, look at that. A
Nice
non-penalty
assist.
goal for Cole Palmer.
Nice assist from Sterling.
Sterling, yeah.
Did he have 2 assists, Sterling? I can't remember what assist
I
to
don't
the
know
Jackson one. I don't remember
The
what.
Jackson one.
It's a mess. Like, it looked like no one wanted to score.
Everyone stopped playing.
Yeah.
Which is about right for a Nicholas Jackson goal. No one ever wants to score when
That
he
guy,
does.
he doesn't score any good goals. He just.
And he's got like 8 on the season.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
with Chelsea.
Thanks Spurs for that.
I mean,
Hey, top half of the you don't have to scroll down. We're back to 10th, so
really?
still, yeah, top half of the table.
What a results. You
Think about
lead
this.
West London again. You guys just rotating
They were
every
just
week.
flip flopping, flip flopping. The thing about this game,
They have their own little table going on. They're doing their own thing. Everyone
we'll be
else is
there.
just letting them be.
We'll be there all season. It'll just be interchanging in there. So the thing about this is like we got a lot of injuries. What was it? Reece James was the last week. He's out. Sanchez is out. I'm not sure what his injury is, but Petrovic comes in. Kukurea, he just got surgery on his foot, so he's out long term. So like we don't have any fullbacks, and this has kind of been a struggle. I think
Where's
Pochettino's
Marlo?
been having. He's just coming back from injury, so he's probably gonna be introduced soon. But we're playing guys like Caldwell, who's a centre back, at fullback. Disasi was a centre back.
No.
at fullback.
You are playing Caldwell at left back because he's your best left back.
Yeah,
That's why you're playing.
But
him.
he's not. You can see he's not a natural fullback.
That's because none of them are good.
Yeah,
That's
but
because
that's
none
the
of them
problem,
are
right?
good. That's a signing problem. That's not an injury problem.
What I'm
Like,
saying is, it's the struggle we've had
Oh my god.
all
We're
season.
about to get to another transfer window. What
All
are Chelsea
season.
going to do this
Yeah,
time?
they're gonna sign fullbacks.
I'm afraid.
That's what Tommy's telling us. They're gonna sign fullbacks. He's trying to prepare us.
We don't right now. We don't have a fit one until Malo Gusto is fully fit, ready to play. For some reason, Matson, who we were going to sell to Burnley, and then I think he decided not to go or something happened this summer. I can't remember what happened. Pochettino does not rate him. He doesn't play.
There you go.
And
They're
when
all
he
shit.
play-
That's
when he
what I
does play,
just
it must
said.
be that. It must be that, yeah. But we dropped Enzo this game.
Caicedo plays
So-
fullback. You have options. Listen, I have no sympathy. You guys
I'm
have
not
spent
asking-
$1 billion in
I'm not
3
asking
windows.
sympathy.
All this tiny
I'm just-
violin stuff. You have players, lots of them. Deal with it. You shouldn't be 10th. I don't want to hear it. Spend $1 billion pounds.
I'm not. Hey, listen, I'm not asking something. I'm just telling you how it is. All right.
And I'm telling you, it's not the case. I'm just saying they're all shit. It's not that they're injured. You have players. Play them.
Yeah.
You're
well,
paying
this
them.
game,
Play
this
them.
game, we decided to Pochettino decided to drop Enzo and just play Caicedo and Gallagher double pivot, which actually they looked really good. They looked really good at midfield.
You were playing Sheffield United.
But you were playing Sheffield United.
Forget the opponent. Forget the opponent right now. You just focus on
It's kind of hard to forget. They're quite bad.
right?
Yeah.
And they were really good. Badiashile was rock solid at center back.
Who was he defending against?
And hey, like I said,
Name who Sheffield had as their striker.
I don't know. I don't know Sheffield United. You kidding me?
I don't even
There you
think
go.
they had what's
He's
his
playing
face?
against a creative player.
I don't think they had McBurney. Oh, McBurney was
No,
back. Okay.
McBurney was back.
He was
playing.
back.
Okay, that's worse.
Yeah.
McBurney is shit.
So going back to player performances, those guys they stood out for sure. Yeah,
almost
there
wanna
was.
move on.
I was.
Let
hoping
Tommy
to
have his
see-
moment. Yeah, let's.
I was hoping to see Nkunku come in and get some minutes because he was on the bench, but he did not see any game time. So maybe that means midweek.
So you should
or
have led
next
with
week.
that. That's more interesting than,
but,
than the rest of what
But
you were saying.
there was
Nkunku,
yeah. There was a miss. You guys may want to look this one up from
Broha.
Broha. It was
Yeah, I saw it.
one of the misses of the season, I'd say, because he
Yep.
was right in front of goal.
Maybe I'll stop asking why he isn't starting
Yeah,
over.
that's all. Just
Jackson.
watch that clip and you'll see why he's not starting.
Malo
but hey,
Gusto and
listen.
Madsen played. They got minutes, huh? So there's your fullbacks.
Yeah, I guess so. That means next game. That's what I'm saying. They weren't fit to start though.
Okay.
But hey, it's back-to-back home wins for us, which hasn't happened in a few years, I think.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ.
and 10th
Some people
place.
say weeks. Some people say months. Chelsea
Some people
say
months,
years.
Chelsea say years. That's right.
How do you
Fucking
even?
hell.
Oh my.
Was the last manager to win back-to-back home games Tuchel?
Lampard.
Is that what?
It's probably Tuchel.
No, Tuchel had like a good enough run that he must have.
The thing with Chelsea is it's a pretty crucial time for us now because we play.
Brother, it's crucial times for you all the time.
Yeah. We play Newcastle in the quarterfinals of the Carabao tomorrow, and then after that it's like Wolves, Palace, Luton, Fulham, and it's like a big
so
chance.
it's the exact kind of teams you'd lose to.
It's the teams that at the start of the season we're like, oh yeah, great run, you're gonna have a great run of points, and you expect wins. So same thing. I'm expecting some wins, maybe climbing up to 9th. Who's above us in 9th right now?
Probably Brighton. I don't know.
Is it Brighton?
I don't know.
Okay.
It is Brighton. Yes.
Okay, that's our goal. Brighton's our goal. That's it.
Okay. Brighton are 4 points ahead of you. So.
Yeah.
Yes. You
Doable,
say doable.
Yeah.
I don't share your confidence, but
Right.
maybe Nkunku might make a difference. I'm looking forward to
hopeful.
Nkunku.
We've
That's
all
the
been
only
looking
interesting
for
thing you said. Nkunku is back. The rest of it's just, yeah.
I wouldn't be shocked if he gets injured again. So
There you go.
we'll
That's the real
hesitate,
Tommy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hesitate.
There it is. The facade has fallen away.
Yeah.
Let's move on. Newcastle 3, Fulham 0. Comfortable win for Newcastle because Raul Jimenez got the funniest red card of the season, deciding to just throw his entire ass at someone. Beautiful. I have no notes. I would like to see more players get sent off like this because it's not particularly dangerous, but it is very, very silly and very, very fun to watch.
Did it have to be a red card? I don't know. I don't know. Whatever. I guess he is kind of
It was a very out of
reckless,
control lunge at someone. It's just funny because instead of leading with a stud or an elbow, he's led with his butt.
Yeah.
And who does not enjoy seeing one grown man throw his ass at another grown man?
Well, it ruined Fulham's chances of scoring 5 goals this game.
Broke their streak.
There's their
streak ends at 2 consecutive 5-0 wins.
They've used up all their goals for the season. So, yeah, expect them to struggle.
Newcastle, nice comfortable win. Finally got some. It took them longer than expected, though. You know what I mean? Second
it took
half
them a while. They were not comfortable until the red, but it also it's nice for Newcastle after they finished bottom of their Champions League group. Come sit with us, Newcastle. Come. Join us on the sidelines. Join us in ruining England's coefficient.
I get that Newcastle were this, once upon a time they were bottom of the table and all this, but this whole narrative of plucking Newcastle bravely crash out of the Champions League is like, they were rubbish. I'm sorry. They got 1 win against PSG, admittedly, but, I think they should have qualified from that group.
They had the lead against Milan, and they bottled it.
They bottled it, exactly.
And now they can sit with us on the bench. Come, all the Uniteds will sit together.
Just as you said, destroying England's coefficient. Yeah, well done.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everyone will suffer.
Everyone else did their part, qualified from their groups. Just you two, like Europa League, conference,
good,
everyone.
Good.
You guys just shut the bed.
Yes.
Yeah.
We will ruin it for everyone else. I can't wait to see I'm so excited to see who finishes 5th and doesn't get Champions League.
It's between you two. Well, Tottenham. I feel like Tottenham will be.
It will be Spurs. It will be Spurs. Let's face it. It will be Spurs. It will be the most Spurs thing to finish 5th and England to just not have the coefficient.
I think they once finished 4th and didn't qualify. That happened.
That was the year. That was the year
Chelsea won.
Yeah.
That was funny. Yeah.
It's going to happen to
again,
Spurs.
Please. Yeah.
It will happen to Spurs because they beat Forest 2-0. Who was it? Bissouma got himself sent off in this one stupidly, but other than that, I don't know, Spurs. They were 2-0 up when the red card happened, right?
Forest had 15 shots in this game to Spurs' 12. They had 1 on target, Forest. Like, they had a lot of chances. They just couldn't
How
finish.
very Liverpool of them.
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't think Spurs were great in this game, but what they were was clinical. I mean, Richarlison scored again. Scored a header in this game. A nice ball from, I think it was Kulusevski. Crossed it in.
Yeah.
Son was very wasteful. He looks exhausted, actually. Son, which is...
He's played every minute of every game, I think.
Yeah, but they don't play in Europe, so... I'm right in saying that, right? They don't play in Europe.
No, they don't.
So I'm surprised he looks that flat. But, oh my God, Matt Turner, I'm sorry, brother. Yeah. Next season, just go back.
Back to America with you.
Just go back to the MLS. You're not it. Yeah. How many... He was dropped after, his brain fart against Liverpool, right? Remember when he came out of his goal and he clashed with one of his defenders and then Salah had an empty net? This was earlier in the season, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I do remember that.
So he was dropped for a while. He was brought back in last week, and in this game, he just gives Kulusevski a goal, basically. Yeah. It is what it is. I mean, it is Forest, so. But...
Yeah. Pressure building on Steve Cooper yet again, but a manager who has released all pressure is Sean Dyche. His Everton, in a little homecoming against Burnley, went up there, won 2-0, just absolutely bossed them for the first half, and then kind of just held Burnley at an arm's length for the second half. Dyche has done an incredible fucking job.
Yeah. Yes.
I think they'd be, if they didn't have the 10-point deduction, I think they'd be 1 point behind Man United at this
2
point.
points. 2 points, because
Two
he drew
points
with
behind
Liverpool.
Man United.
Yeah.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, it was 1
Ninth
point.
place.
With a superior goal difference.
Everyone has a superior goal difference. I think we're still
Not
negative,
everyone, but you are negative, yes, which is incredible. Because you've scored 18 goals is mad. It's just mad. 18 goals this season is crazy. But
yeah, how do we have
Newcastle
28 goals?
Newcastle have scored double our goals. Liverpool have scored double our goals.
18 goals
City have
is
more than
crazy. Yeah. But what were we talking about? Everton. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey man, we scored one more goal than Luton Town. So, come on.
Yeah,
Wait,
that's
Tony,
the company you're
Tony,
keeping.
You threw a stat out about Man United's forwards goals combined versus
Less than Havertz.
Less than Havertz. That's right. It was
Yeah.
Havertz. Yeah.
We got three,
Mason
baby.
Mount wasn't
We
in
got
that
three.
list. Yeah.
We're trying to see how many points we can get without really believing in the concept of forward scoring.
Mm-hmm. Or scoring in general. Yeah. Just. Yeah. McTominay. I think McTominay is carrying you guys this season.
He's our top scorer in the Prem. Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a bit where like Casemiro was our top scorer because he had like 2 in the first like 5 games or something.
That makes perfect sense. Casemiro, top scorer. Yeah. That's what you signed him for. Yeah.
Yep.
We should just move
Back
on.
to Burnley, Everton.
Yeah. Where are Burnley? 19th. Yeah, they could do.
Where do you expect them to be?
Oh, they could do with a
honestly.
dash because
Yeah.
if they had a dash, maybe they'd be higher up. It's not worked with company in the Prem. It just hasn't. Do they keep him? Like,
now I think the question becomes: do you think company can bring you back up again?
so if company brings you back up, do you then sack company after? That's the thing.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know. It's rough times for Burnley at the moment. West Ham 3, Wolves 0.
Kudos
Yeah.
to Kudos.
You're telling me that Kudus and Anthony were both in this Ajax team at the same time,
Yeah.
and we spent
All the
all
money
that money,
on Anthony.
all of it, every single fucking cent, every lost penny, every lost pound, every lost dollar, every lost rupee on the wrong fucking one.
Every last rupee, yeah. Let me just check that that's actually. Yeah, they were in the team at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay, just wanted to check. Just wanted to check for my own sanity.
To be fair, like I said, he was playing in central midfield. at the time. So
Hey, you know what we've needed for a long time is central fucking midfield.
Yes.
yeah,
I would have taken him for
I
there
forgot
too.
you signed Mason Mount.
No, we won't
Tell you
forget.
what,
We won't forget.
I
We'll
think
remind him all
I
the
think
time.
Mason Mount sometimes forgets that we signed Mason Mount.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really wanted him in the summer, but we had no budget left after blowing a big chunk of it on midfield. He's really good, Kudus. In any position he plays in. He plays central midfield for the national team, for Ghana, as their creative fulcrum. Yeah, he's been incredible for West Ham this season. Often playing up top as well, beside Jared Bowen. So
Yeah. He's dovetailing really nicely with Bowen. I think they
And
accounted
Paqueta.
for all three of the goals.
yeah, Bowen had one. He hit the
Paqueta had
post.
3 assists
Yeah.
in this game. Yeah.
Yeah, Bowen had one early that. Oh no, I think he almost won the penalty, and then right after he hit the post. But then he scored one late on. If I recall. Yeah.
This game was perfect for West Ham. They
It
just
was sat and
they
countered.
and took their advantage of space.
They scored 3 of the same goal, basically.
Exactly.
Yeah. Just breakaway, 1-on-1 with the keeper. Good finishes. Yeah. Well, it's good to see some teams are still doing. They spent that 100 million well, West Ham. That they got from Rice on Ward-Prowse and Kudus. It's good business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They found the right guys that fit their system.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I mean, our last game of the weekend was Bournemouth against Luton. This game was unfortunately suspended because Luton's captain, Tom Lockyer, collapsed on the pitch. He was thankfully stable and responsive before leaving the stadium and being transported to a hospital. I believe this has been all we know that's happened was that he went into cardiac arrest. And huge props to the medical staff for getting to him in time and helping save him. Also, huge props to Rob Edwards, the Luton manager, who I think handled himself really well. Yeah, this is the second time Lockyer has collapsed on the pitch. It happened, I believe, in the championship playoffs in May. So second time within the last year that it's happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't speculate much more beyond that other than just send our well wishes to Lockyer, his family, and the entire Luton community. Hopefully he bounces back strongly from this. Yeah, not much more else to say on that one.
Yeah, it's
I
just.
don't.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Tommy.
I was gonna say I obviously have no idea what that feels like, but if that happened to me, I'd be terrified to step on a football pitch again.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he is just a book trying to, make a living from football, but man, it just reminds you that there is more to football than just. There are people at the end of the day out behind all this, just living their lives, and yeah, we get worked up about a lot of things on the football pitch, but yeah. That just reminds you about what's important. So, hopefully, I think he is still in critical condition, or at least still in the hospital.
I think he's still in the hospital.
Yeah. So, yeah. Hopefully, he pulls through, clean bill of health, and then from there, I mean, I think he'll have some decisions to make. But at this point in time, just hope he makes a full recovery. Yeah.
I'm not sure how to transition from this to what we had next, but you spoke about getting worked up about football. Nothing quite seems to get people worked up than discussing who the best players at any given time in any given league are. For full disclosure, these two want to do a list of the EPL's best players. I want to do a list of the managers most likely to win in a pub brawl. But I digress. We all know Sean Dyche is taking it home.
My money's still in club.
Nah.
Those dentures, man.
You know, Big Uncle
Klopp
Roy.
looks like
Uncle Roy is packing.
Oh, we didn't
Uncle
talk about
Roy
Roy
is packing.
laughing at Pep. That was beautiful.
The
That
ball
was
over the
beautiful.
weekend. Yeah.
After the penalty, he just looks at Pep, just laughing. Pep is losing his mind. That was the moment of the
I'm
weekend.
telling you, man.
Yeah. But that's what he'd be doing in a brawl. He'd just be laughing at everyone at the sheer stupidity of what's going on.
Because Roy, you know, look, we have talked about Uncle Roy's abs before. We know that this man can handle himself. This man can handle himself.
Uzi, we're not doing
but
a
I
pop
digress.
brawl, all right? Yeah.
We could. It's a fun list.
Right? Yeah.
Right,
Look
it's
at
just
the
a
beautiful
last man
discussion
standing,
we're having.
laughing at everyone. Yeah. Okay.
He knows. You tell me that man's not packing in a brawl.
Well, the great thing about these lists is that they may create some controversy, right?
I'm really excited to see what Tommy's done to this list.
You're going to be disappointed, Tony, because I was safe.
I hope so. 'Cause I think it's a fairly straightforward list at the end of the day, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Did we disagree? Because you're the only one that knows.
There were some disagreements. Not so much towards the top, but once you got to the 6 to 10 spots, there was a bit of disagreement.
Yeah.
There were 4 players who did miss out. The way this worked is everyone just put forward a list of their top 10, averaged out their positions in the standings, and coming in at number 10, Bukayo Saka. He was only on one list. That was Tommy's.
Really? Tony? Yeah. You don't rate him in the top 10?
No, I don't. I love Saka to bits, but he still has a lot to prove. He has a lot to prove. Yeah, no. I'm wondering who you would have put him ahead of. Like, I think we think...
Saka was...
How high on this list?
On Tommy's list?
7th, maybe, I think, eh?
Yeah, 7th.
I do. What I think we'll find as this list goes on, I suspect, so I'm not 100% sure, because obviously I don't know what your list looked like. But while making this list, it occurred to me that the defensive talent in the league is a lot stronger than the offensive talent. So as much as I think Saka is the second best right winger in the league, but I do think there's a big gap between Saka and Salah, right? So, yeah, he carries a lot of our offensive potential, but yeah, he just missed out on my list. So, yeah.
If we done a top 20, he would have absolutely.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Number 9 on the list. This is a man who is not on Tony's list. Son Heung-min. He was 10th on my list. He was 5th on Tommy's.
Tony.
You like striker. Tony loves strikers.
No, just hold on. You do not have Son in your top 10.
I mean, Uzi had him at 10th. It's not that surprising. Yeah, Son. Wait, hold on.
Tommy, you have to understand. You have to understand Tony's inherent anti-Spurs bias.
Yeah, I don't care. I pick freaking I have 4 Arsenal players in my top 10. You think I was happy about that?
Hold on. Are we forgetting Son's season last year? Right? I'm going off
the season everything. He was injured the entire season.
What are you talking? He wasn't injured the entire season.
He was
not injured the entire season.
Entire season.
Everybody is injured. There's always an excuse.
And now that he's fit, he's scoring goals.
Son played 36 of 38 league games last season. What are you talking about? Injured the entire season. He was
not at his best. But you
and I agree on that. He was
Tony,
not at his best.
You have a larger sample size than one season to look at with Son.
No, we didn't say based on their career. I'm talking right now, right? And Son's having a good season right now.
He is.
But I'm looking at the entire body of work, right? I don't think Son's...
Wait, so are you looking at the entire body of work, or are you looking at this season?
No.
Because you have said both things.
Hold on. I'm looking at everything, right? I'm looking at everything. If we're going off everything right now, I don't think Son has been, sensational this season. I think he's been good.
I think he's had some sensational games this season.
I'm just looking at it. For me personally, I was looking at it and thinking about the most consistent performers in the league. And I think Son is up and down. I think he has periods where he scores goals, and he has periods where he doesn't do anything. Right? Don't forget, this is a winger who has been moved more centrally of late to compensate for the fact that he's not as explosive as he used to be. Fantastic finisher, but I think Son he's regressed a bit. I don't think it's that crazy to say. Again, if he was on my list, he'd have been 11th or 12th, right? So it's not a big, I'm not saying Son is rubbish all of a sudden, But I had players. It's not that crazy to think that I had players. You'll see my list. I don't think it's that crazy the players I put ahead of him. Like, again, Uzi had him 10th. So I don't know how you have him 5th. I think that's crazy.
All I'm hearing is I'm the one that's right.
Well, I want to see Tommy's list. If Son is 5th, I want to see who's on Tommy's list.
Top 10. I'm surprised he's not a guaranteed top 10. That's just my opinion, but hey.
Well, I'm going right now. Again, I'm going right now, right? And I think Son is inconsistent.
Number 8, Tony, please behave. Number 8 is Declan Rice. He was on my list. He was on Tony's list. He was reasonably high up for both of us. He was not on Tommy's list.
No.
Again, I told you, Tommy likes forwards. That's the thing. I'm not surprised. Actually, it makes sense because when I was making this list, I thought about Tommy and I was like, I know a few players won't be on this list because Tommy doesn't like defensive players. You see the attackers as...
Wait, hold on. I was thinking about Rice. And I was like,
now you're using that argument.
No.
You were thinking.
I decided.
It's like 11 to 12.
I decided to go with another midfielder instead of him in a spot
you can
I thought
have
was slightly
more
better.
midfielders.
Yeah. Exactly. So you only have one midfielder in your list?
Maybe. Yeah.
So the rest are just forwards. Yeah.
Maybe.
I can confirm that Tommy's list is mostly forwards.
Yeah.
You see? I knew it. Yeah, you have to respect every position, Tommy.
Anyways, go on.
I have a question.
I have your list in front of me, Tommy.
In advance, I have a question. Is there a goalkeeper on that list?
You better believe there's a goalkeeper.
Oh,
There is a
hallelujah!
goalkeeper.
There's a goalkeeper. Okay, all right.
This isn't like the time we did the South American. The
North
North American
American,
players list,
yeah.
and he left out Keylor Navas.
Yeah.
Let's move on to number 7. This is a man who made all 3 of our lists. Was significantly higher on Tommy's list though. Is Martin Odegaard.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So Tony, you and I had him as 9th.
Okay.
I think we had him in the same spot. Tommy, you
4th.
had him all the way up at 4th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's class.
Which,
I love Odegaard.
He's good.
Sensational player,
He's
but
good.
he is
I
a
would
bit
not put him
inconsistent as well. He can be inconsistent, but I love the player, and I think mentally he's really good. Technically, I mean, against Brighton he was fantastic. He just has these days where he's unplayable, but again, he has to prove something, right? He's going up against guys who are serial winners, and Odegaard's yet to get to that level. So that kind of counted against him on my list. But yeah.
I will say from here on out, everyone was on everyone's list.
Okay.
The next player had a little bit of variance in where they were put on the list. At number 6, it's William Saliba. Tony, I think you had him 5th.
I had him very high. Yeah. Oh, 5th. Okay. I thought he
5th or 4th.
Yeah, he's definitely the highest Arsenal player on my list. I think.
I think he's the highest. Was he the highest Arsenal player on mine? He was the highest Arsenal player on mine as well. Yeah, and then Tommy had him 10th, which, considering how Tommy feels about anyone who is not a forward,
That's
big
a
win. Big win.
Exactly.
Big win. Big win for Big Willie. But yeah, he's been outstanding. I think the best centre back so far this season.
Yep. I told you guys I think he's our best player, and yeah, I am nothing if not consistent. So, yeah, we don't do what we do without Saliba.
Nothing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
At number 5, we have Rodri, another player that I think Tommy had rated lower than both you and I did. Tony, I had him rated the highest. I had him 4th on my list because I rate him very, very highly. Tony, I think you had him 6th.
Yeah. I think at the moment
like
he's a bit ropey at the moment, but in general he's still an incredible player, right? Like he's the foundation for everything City do. Where did Tommy have him?
Tommy had him 9th. So. Hey man,
He's
not a forward and he made the list.
He's in the
Tommy's
list. I don't know what you want. He's in. You're talking about the top 10 players in the league. the fact that you're on it doesn't really matter what position.
Go tell that to Rodri. Go tell that to Rodri.
He's in the top 10 of the
Okay.
list. That's right there. It's the accomplishment.
Yeah, to be in the top 10 of Tommy's list.
No, just, yeah. If we're talking about this list in general, right? Like
Yeah.
when you start nitpicking fourth, fifth, does it really matter? You could talk about class.
It's
players.
not about the player.
Yeah.
For me, it's about your love for forwards. That's where, yeah.
My love for forwards, but I have
Well-
I have Rodri, I have Saliba, I've got Alisson. You know what I mean? Like I've got other players in there. You know what I mean? It's not all just forwards.
Okay.
Bernardo Silva. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Bernardo Silva.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Bernardo Silva did not make the cut. He was only on Tommy's list. Tell you what, I'll quickly, before I get into the top four, I'll quickly go through the players who did not make the cut. Bernardo Silva did not make the cut, was only on Tommy's list. Virgil van Dijk did not make the cut, was only on Tony's list.
Really?
Van Dijk, Tony, is in your
Re-
top 10?
you
You're talking about
guys-
current players, Tony?
You got
Tony, you're
man.
talking about current players being good. You put Van Dijk in your list.
You guys, because Van Dijk was up here, right? You guys really underrate how good the guy still is. In spite, Liverpool are
If
a
it was a
basket
top
case.
20 list, he would have made mine.
Yeah,
But
fair enough.
I did not think he was better than. I put John Stones on my list. I don't think he is currently playing at a higher level.
I
than
think
John
he's better
Stones
than
was.
John Stones. I think John Stones is
And
good
that's
going
fine.
forward, but I
A
don't
team
think he's
like
a good
Liverpool,
defender.
Tony, that is leaking goals front, right, and
That's not
center,
Van Dijk's
and
fault. That's
It's
because
partly his fault. It surely is partly his fault. I've seen
how
him
is it
play.
his fault?
Yeah.
That's like saying it's Alisson's fault because he makes mistakes. Like, it's not his fault. Liverpool play a system where they leave Van Dijk alone by himself at the back. And they are, at the time I was making that list, first. So, it's not his fault. And they have I think they've conceded the least amount of goals in the league? Am I wrong in saying that?
That can't
I
be right.
I don't have the table up in front of me because I have
can't
to
be
have
right.
this thing up in front of me.
I will check quickly. They have conceded the least amount of
15.
goals in the league.
With Arsenal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you're telling me Van Dijk is playing rubbish. Okay. I don't think that tallies. The only
Did
reason...
I say he was playing rubbish, or did I say
Tommy.
he didn't make my top
Tommy,
10?
Tommy. I'm talking to Tommy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey,
As long as it's
compared to
clear,
his-
you're talking
hey,
to Tommy.
Compared to his high, lofty
Well,
standards.
that's exactly what I said. I said because Van Dijk used to be here, and now he's just a little bit above the mere mortals, you're now saying that he's not
Yeah.
good anymore.
So does he have to make the top
I
10 then?
please
He's
move
just a
on.
little bit above the mere mortals. Does that mean top 10?
15 best
Yeah.
defense in the league, despite the fact that the team in general is a basket case. That is a huge credit to Alisson and Van
Number
Dijk.
4 is Allison Becker.
Allison.
Number
You
4
can put
is
Alisson for
Allison.
that, yeah.
Number 4 is Allison. Tony had him as high as second on his list.
Yep.
Tommy had him 6th. I had him 5th. Best goalie in the league. Why
I think he's one of the best goalkeepers in Premier League history. Personally, I would put him that highly. Like, as far as shot stoppers go, I think there are only 2 keepers that I can think of that don't gamble on strikers when they have chances. They wait for the striker to make their shot and then they react afterwards, if that makes sense.
Allison and Onana.
I was talking.
Just your
I was
face.
talking about Manuel Neuer, but okay. I was talking Premier League. You could have said De Gea.
Sometimes,
you could have said De Gea.
sometimes, no, but it's
But
funnier
De
to
Gea's
say
not
Onana.
playing. No, it's not. It's a crime.
It's very funny.
It is a crime to
It's
say
very
Onana.
funny.
Yeah,
Hey, if I can laugh at it, so can you.
I can't laugh at that.
Let's move on. Let's move on into our top 3. Number 3, a man who we all, funnily enough, had rated 3rd across the board, Mohamed Salah.
Yeah. Yeah,
It-
I don't think there's any.
Feels right.
Yeah,
It
does.
feels right.
Yeah, I was debating between him and my second, just because.
Same.
Yeah.
Same.
Was injured, but
Yeah.
And number 2,
I think
number
number 2
two,
is
we
too
have-
reliant on number 1. I think that's why.
yeah,
It was a debate.
goal machine himself, Erling Haaland. The robot himself, the Terminator. He was number 1 for Tommy, unsurprisingly.
yeah.
He was number 2 on mine. And based on the final results, we can see, once again, got it correct. So, you're welcome. He was number 4 on Tony's. So, yeah, I don't think there's going to be any complaints with Erling Haaland being high. And, of course, number 1, I think it just had to be. It's Kevin De Bruyne.
Everyone
He's
put De
number
Bruyne
2 on
number
Tommy's
1,
list.
No.
Oh,
Number two.
Haaland was
Haaland's-
number 1.
Haaland was number 1.
For me. Hey, we were literally talking last season every week. This guy's a cheat code. Get him out of the league. It's not fair.
It's a new
And
season.
And
It
it's
is
a
a
new
new
season,
season.
And he's a top scorer, but he's not at the same heights as before as last season. And all of a sudden, he's 4th place. He's not a cheat code anymore.
He's not a cheat code.
Yeah.
But this season, he's not a cheat code. We're talking about
But
this
what-
season.
Still,
But you're not
I am
based. But
still
Tony,
mad
Huh?
that we're not doing the pub brawl thing, but this is a good alternative.
I'm
See
trying to
you two
understand.
go
I'm
at
trying to
it.
understand what Tommy is saying.
Okay.
He's not a cheat
So
code
you-
right
so-
now. Right
okay,
now.
So Tony, this season, how many games KDB played?
KDB's done
You're
enough.
basing.
KDB's done enough.
He's done enough. He's done
Yeah.
enough. Haaland hasn't
No,
done enough
my
to make
point.
top 2.
No. My
In your
point
list?
is, even when Haaland has played, he's not been a cheat code, right? KDB's not been available
Okay.
enough. Fair
I'm gonna
enough.
go back. I'm gonna go back 20 to last year's pod. Literally the start of the season every week. This guy's a cheat code. You were it coming out of your mouth.
Yeah, but we're not talking about last season. I don't understand what you're saying.
Then what are these? This is the top 10 list. You're
On
saying
his
you're saying it's
performances,
based on
the
this
last
season.
time I saw Erling Haaland play, I was not impressed. The game before that, I was not impressed. The game before that, I was not impressed. He had a very, very good start, and he has fizzled out. Don't get me wrong, he was still 4th on my list, and he's only been here for a season and a bit, right? So that's incredibly high. But, I've seen De Bruyne be sensational every time he plays. Like,
Yes, but you haven't seen him play this season.
based on the last time I saw De Bruyne, I'm going, if De Bruyne played today, he'd be the best player in the league. That's what I'm going off. If De
You don't
Bruyne
know that
stepped
for
on the
sure.
field today,
You don't know that for sure. He steps in and he's
we don't know
right
anything
off the
for sure.
gun.
But I'm
Exactly.
going off what I've seen, right?
What you've seen, yeah. So then
De
with
Bruyne is
Haaland,
incredibly
who cares
consistent.
who cares if Haaland only played 1.5 season? You go up by what you've seen. He's had a sensational 1.5 seasons.
The last time I
Bar-
saw Erling
bar-
Haaland play,
bar
the
first-
last time I
bar
saw
first
Erling
few
Haaland
games.
play football, the guy could barely do anything right. Okay, so
So very small sample size of what you've seen him play, and you're basing your judgment on this. Here's what I think about these.
but
top
that
10 lists,
argument
right?
works the same
Is
way
it-
for
is
you.
it-
Very small sample size, and you've put him number 1. If you want to use small sample size, it goes the same way for you. You can't use
I
small
mean, a
sample size as an
season, a
argument.
season and a half is a pretty decent sample size.
You
for
just
kind
said
of
it's a
tearing
small
up the league.
sample size. I don't
No,
understand.
I'm talking your 2-3 games. You're saying you've seen the last month or so. You've seen him play. He's been
2-3
rubbish, what you're
games.
saying.
It's not 2-3
Yeah,
games.
that's what
though.
you're saying.
We're in December.
But think about these lists, Tony. Think about this. This is it. It's like, are you basing it just on pure talent of the player? Are you basing it on
I'm blaming it
past
on
success they've
consistency.
had in the
No,
league?
consistency.
All this stuff, right? This is
consistency.
different. It's different. But then you're telling me, oh no, it's based on this season. Most of your argument. Well, who's on form this season? So that's why you're saying Son doesn't make my list.
Inconsistent.
Because consistently he's shown he's been top
Not
in goals and
consistently.
assists for the last few years.
Not
He's been
consistent.
near-
I
he's
have
been
to
around there.
leave at some
Yeah.
point.
But whatever. That's why we need these lists, right? It's like you have to have certain, but you have to sit
I
here.
have work today. I have to go at some point.
Yeah. Anyhow.
Haaland has a claim to be number 1. It's not
No,
terrible.
Tony, no, stop. No,
What?
we're done. I'm signing off.
But
I'm signing off.
I
Yeah,
think
let's end
KDB
this.
is the best
Let's
player
end
in the league. That's all, right? I don't think it's a crazy shout.
Tony, enough out of you.
Okay, we have gone over. Yes.
We've all gone. We've done it to death. We know that my list is the correct one because I had the most people in the correct spots where they ended up.
Did you have everybody?
No. I think the only guy from my list that missed was Stones.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, okay.
Oh, and yeah, Saka made the list.
I'm actually surprised you
That's
didn't put
about it.
Bruno in your list. Like to stick him in number 10.
Why would I stick any United players on? You guys totally put.
I'm
you
not
guys
the
put
one
forward
talking
this
anymore.
thing,
Now
and I
it's
was
you,
like,
is it? Now it's you.
No, because I was addressed. I was just like, why would I put a United player on this? Why didn't you put fucking who would Chelsea you put? What? Why
I
didn't
couldn't
you
think
put-
of anyone else. Put in.
Enzo.
If-
I keep hearing
if
about
Reece-
Enzo.
If Reece James was fit, I would have made him if I stuck him in
Rubbish.
But
Okay.
that's
Oh,
it.
my days. Based
That's
on
it.
3 years ago.
But Tommy, would you have been using the small current sample size or like 3 season sample size? What would you have been
I don't
using?
know.
Please?
I don't know. I don't know what
Please tell me
the
you're working.
credentials
Please
are.
tell me you're
There is
working
no
that you were
criteria
apparently
where Reece
supposed to
James
know.
is
I
in
don't
the
know
top
the
10
criteria
players
is.
in the league. There is no criteria.
Hey, top 10 most injured.
Uh,
Reece James. Boom. Done.
You and I agree on that.
Got him.
Yes.
Got him.
Number 1. He'd be number 1.
Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at 442. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Tommy, any last words? You have 10 seconds to get any last hits in if you want.
Just enjoy the rest of your day, guys. That's all. Yeah.
Tony?
I am proud of Tommy
Be
for
civil.
not putting any Chelsea players in there. I will say that.
It wasn't. It was not hard to exclude. I'll tell you that.
I know, but somehow you find a way. So, yeah.
Thank you so much for listening, and think about what could have been if I was given free reign and allowed to talk about that pub brawl. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.